Let's just start off with general thoughts.
Well, this is always a tough time. I think there'll be so many teams across the country where there's only going to be one team that's going to be crowned king, and everyone else is going to have a lot of sorrow and heartache. And like most teams, when their season has come to an end, it's tough. And my group has been very resilient all year. We've overcome so much. Just from COVID and injuries and just different things that just happened throughout the course of a season, and they banded and played together. And my heart aches because you want to continue on. You don't want the season to end. And these young men have given me their all, and they've been terrific. And unfortunately, during tournament time, I expressed to them I've been in these situations. So many of these situations as a former player, and they're not easy. And when it's over, it's tough. And today, when our best was needed, we did not play up to the level that we were playing up to this point. And tournament time, you have to be at your best, and you have to fight tooth and nail. And unfortunately, we ran against a tough Tennessee Tech team that were well prepared. Their players played with a lot of confidence, and they hit shots. Unfortunately, we did not, and we couldn't get into a rhythm and get things going for us, at the very beginning. And I think they kind of set the tone. And in these situations, you always want to set the tone and establish yourself and dictate the tempo of the game. And we were not able to do that, but it's been a really good season for our guys, and I just hate that it's come to an end.
I will start the first questions here in the room.
Coach James, looking back at your first season at the helm of the program, what are some of your takeaways from this year, and what are some things you maybe want to improve upon going forward as a transition to today's time?
Well, again, I had a really, really good group. Every day they fought hard, practices, competed every game. We fought. I think we had a handful of games where we didn't perform up to the level that I thought that we could, and this is one of them, unfortunately. But every game, they gave me their all, and it was an honor to coach them. And my biggest thing is always play with a lot of pride. Play so hard that every alum, every supporter, when they watch us play, they feel good about what we're doing, what we're building. And it's been like that this season. My first season, you don't know what to expect, as you're trying to build and establish, your brand of ball, and you have a collection of guys that you've met for the first time. A lot goes into it. And the main thing that you want is for guys to show up every day and fight. And this group did that, and I'll be forever grateful. This is my first season, and they fought. I had a group that fought, and I can build off of this. And it's just tough because as a coach, you keep going. You keep having teams to coach and championships to try to pursue, and more young men to mold and everything. But as a player, they'll never have this moment again as a group. And obviously there'll be some that graduate and some that will come back. But this team with this collection of young men is no longer. And that's always the tough part of the game. So moving forward, I would love to have more young men like the one sitting to my right here. Eldon, it was unbelievable tonight. He brought it. And he played with that passion, the intensity, the fight that's necessary to be in tournament play. And unfortunately, we didn't have the help. But that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'll continue to instill in the guys that are currently on the team. And as we move forward in the ASUN, it's going to be the same level of play. Outstanding coaches, outstanding teams and players that we're going to have a lot of these young men to match their intensity, their talent, and their desire to be champion. And I think we'll do that eventually, because if we bring in the guys with the heart of Eldon Walker, I would love the direction that would take our program.
Got a few WPX 919. I just want to ask you, any specific position for retooling on your lineup currently as you look towards the A side? Is there anything specifically that you're focusing on trying to fix?
Well, you know, as a coach, you always want to continue to get better. I mean, you look at our shooting today; it was pretty bad, right? Yeah. So you know, obviously shooting, but also more importantly, in my mind, is the defense and getting stops, and you know, is having the warriors. You know, and like I said, we've shown signs of that this year. You know, we've battled back so many times, and to put ourselves in positions to win, you know, tough games. So we have it. You know, our thing as coaches is always, look, can we start out the same, you know, with the same intensity and same passion? So moving forward, you know, I haven't spent obviously a great time. I want to honor this year's team and think about that and help these young men get past this moment and figure out ways to take the next steps. But you know, like most teams, you know, we'll take that time to get better and figure some things out. But again, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to coach this group, and I'm just, you know, sad that you know, our season has come to an end.
We get a question from Zoom. Mitch Davis, go ahead, Mitch, with your question.
Coach, obviously basketball is a very humbling game. It is a matter of great wins, a great loss, a very humbling game. Coach, you talked about molding student athletes and young men. Coach, who were those guys in your career that molded you to get you prepared to now mold your student athletes in a moment of defeat and really prepare for the future, a great future for Austin Peay basketball, one that media people like myself on the outside looking in are very excited to watch your program grow?
Wow, it's a long list. You know, obviously, it just started with, you know, just so many of my my youth coaches, you know, just kind of instilling in me the way to play the game, and the commitment and effort that it takes to be great at anything. And my high school coach, Coach Stu Vetter, was Hall of Fame coach who right away taught me the commitments and that are necessary to be great. Obviously, the GOAT, Coach K, learning from him. I mean, it was, wow. I mean, he just taught me so much as a player, obviously being on the staff and the seeing the daily commitments that it takes to, and the honor and the privilege that it is, you know, to coach these young men and to help, you know, be a part of their lives, and the everyday, you know, struggle to keep everyone motivated and into it. And because obviously, like in life, every day is not going to be a great day. You know, there's going to be tough moments just like today, but you have to figure out how to help them to be the best versions of themselves, and know that when you fall down, you can get back up and just keep fighting. You know, I've been around some fighters, you know, just that's what the game, but that's what life requires of you, to fight, to believe, to have faith, to have a support team of amazing brothers around you, teammates, and just people that care about you, that want to see you succeed. And when I became a coach, I knew that was something that I had to continue, because there were just so many men in my life that were coaches that helped me become the man that I am. You know, Coach Johnny Dawkins that was at UCF, you know, Coach Tommy Amber, who was at Harvard, you know, players that I played against that are now coaching that I learned from. And just the list goes on and on and on. And I just hope that I give my players just an ounce of all the wonderful things that they've given me. And guys like Elton Walker, you know, make me excited to learn and grow and come back the next day even better for it.
You kind of just touched up about it as far as like the family atmosphere, but you've been in this position before as an assistant coach. What are you kind of in the games where whenever you talk to your players about, what is the kind of conversation on returning players and players that are doing? What do you think?
Well, you know, you have to be real with them. I mean, this is a moment that it stinks. You know, it's a horrible feeling when the game that you love, the people that you love participating and fighting with. The season has come to an end. You know, the young men that I have the opportunity to coach, you know, that this season has come to an end. So, you know, I've been here as a player. It's being honest with them. You know, it's something that you have to eventually, I won't say get over. I don't know if you ever quite get over it. Yeah, I've played in a lot of games, and the ones I've lost, you know, in some ways they've stuck with me. And so my advice was to use it, you know, to allow that to fuel you, you know, and that's what I've always done as a competitor, to use every moment in my life to help me become better. And on those days where you may not feel like doing it, and like we all been there, whatever it may be, you know, watching film or going to see a kid, or, you know, just all the necessary things you do as a coach that, quite frankly, you know, just sometimes you rather just be playing with your kids or something. But I owe this young man and every young man that's in our program to use these moments to be better for them. So now, you know, they can achieve what I was fortunate enough to achieve and win a championship and be a part of a championship level program. And that just doesn't happen. These moments make you, just like there were so many moments as a player that teams I've been on fell short, but they led me to the national championship that I won as a player in 2001. And that led the group of young men that I was fortunate enough to help mentor and coach, you know, when I was an assistant coach and associate head coach at Duke. So now I relish in those moments so I can help, you know, the next seasons of kids. But it's tough. You know, I hate that Elton Walker's performance today and how hard he played, that he doesn't get the chance to fight again. And I don't get the opportunity to, you know, to see him out there battling. I mean, this is a young man that he wasn't given anything. You know, when you have a new team, there's no preconceived notions of who's going to play, who's not going to play. You know, coming off a COVID year where no one was allowed to come on campus and no coach was allowed to recruit off campus. So now you inherit a group of men, of players that you hope are going to fight and be good and gel. And so now we get into a season and you don't know how it's all going to work out. You don't know that Owen Walker is now going to become a starter. He's going to be a great, amazing teammate, whether he's starting or not starting. He's going to be the same Elton Walker every day. And that just speaks volumes of the character that this kid has. So it's tough for me to have that end. So moving forward, like I said before, I want more Elton Walkers on my team. It's just been an honor to coach this young man.
Obviously a great game. Where does that, two-part question really, where does that motor come from? Just to work hard and go and grab it or rebound and, you know, just really work hard. And then what has this season meant to you with Coach James?
Overall, you know, I love every part of the season. You know, coaches, the players, we all been together. You know, we had our ups and downs, and you know, as a family, we stayed together. So, you know, my motor, really just being locked in every day. You know, going hard for coach, my player, my teammates, and just for the man up above and my family back home. So that's really where my motor comes from.
So with this being Coach James' first year, do you feel like you've kind of been the foundation piece going forward? And kind of what do you think the direction of the program is heading forward?
With under Coach James, you know, we're in a positive direction. You know, he came in, he gave everybody a chance. You know, he said, go out there, you know, play with confidence, play with pride, and you know, everything will fall in place.
Well, congratulations on a 16-point high tonight.
Thank you.
You know, you come in, you mentioned that you're not a probable starter in essence for the season. I just want to ask you, as a senior, what's next for you?
Really, you know, wherever the Lord takes me, you know, yeah, that's really it. You know, thank you.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.